How you doing, guys? I'm Sean.
Hi everybody, I'm Lynn. I hope you're having a fantastic day.
Absolutely magical day. Guys, welcome back. If you've already followed us on from the first video of this three-part series, if you haven't already done so and the first time you've been on this, we're talking about anger and how to resolve it. But basically, guys, no sign of convenience, flick over to the video number 1 there. It's going to give you a background on what we were talking about the anger, about the energy, about the mind. It's going to be split up in the mind, body and spirit. Head over if you haven't already done so, watch that first one. So guys, we're going to get straight into this one. This is going to be about the body. What you can do, obviously body related,
to help with anger.
Help deal with the anger. And you know, the first thing I'd be saying to you is if you can imagine that the body is like your home, your temple, as they say.
It is your home because you think you're living inside it. So it is your body is your home. Your
so you really
vehicle.
have to look after it. And it's as simple as that. You really have to look after it. And if you think of your mouth is where you're putting your food into, that's like equivalent of your letterbox of your home. And when you're putting in a good meal into your mouth, into your home, that's good. But when you start putting junk meal in, junk food,
or worse still, bills,
alcohol, drugs,
the electric bill, the telephone bill, your visa bill.
But equally you're putting in alcohol, drugs, junk food,
exactly.
All that in there is going to start to affect your home. It's going to affect the body.
Pollutes it.
And we definitely have to say for anger issues, if you're dealing with anger, alcohol, give it a miss. Cut it loose. Say bye-bye to it. And you could actually turn around and say, well, okay, one glass or one beer or one thing's going to be, one shot's going to be okay. If you've got serious anger issues, and as you say, tell you, we're talking about the person we were speaking to in the first video, that if you're taking alcohol and you've got anger issues, cut it loose. Simple as that. In my background, I was drinking alcohol from I was about 12 years of age. Do you know what I mean? I was also solvent abuse, drugs, glue sniffing from that age up until I was nearly 16. I was able to get rid of the drugs aspect in the context of the glue sniffing, the solvent abuse, but I carried on drinking alcohol throughout my life up until I was about 40 years of age. And I noticed that as soon as I started getting clarity of mind, I was a very angry drunk, although I used to think I was a likeable drunk, but the fact of the matter is it wasn't. I came from a violent background, so when I got alcohol in me, which limits your scope of clarity of mind, I was an asshole. It's as simple as that. So when
most people are when they have too much drink.
I've
seen the nicest of people turn quite horrible when they've got alcohol in them.
So if you've got anger issues and you drink alcohol, get rid of the alcohol. Drugs aspect of it. My drug was obviously, it was a glue when I was a teenager. And then it was marijuana, you know what I mean? I tried other types of hallucinogenic drugs in my later life. But basically, I'm not here to preach about the legalities of drugs or not. I believe in legalising marijuana in every country of the world. I believe it's a right for the person to choose what they do with their body. All drugs, in fact, it's up to the person, as long as they're safe and things like that. But I'm talking about angry people. Once you're taking drugs, you're taking alcohol and suppressing your mindset, it's not a good thing at all.
No. I mean, with a lot of people who are actually angry people, it's mad really, but they use alcohol and drugs to actually calm them down. Now, while marijuana would probably calm you down, it can be beneficial. So in some health ways as well about marijuana. Most street drugs, that people take, the hard drugs, the street drugs, party drugs, would, if anything, get you more adrenaline and get you might feel all good at first, but then you get more anger. I've never known anybody take alcohol and drugs who has an anger issue and get calmer after it. They get angry. It's the worst thing. And a lot of people drink and do drugs excessively, or even start doing, especially drugs, because they're trying to cover something they've gone through in their life, in their past. That's making them angry, that's hurting them, some terrible trauma. And by masking it, blotting it out with alcohol and drugs, they think they're dealing with it. But of course, when it wears off, they're not only, the issues are still there that they have to address, but worse, because now they've got alcohol and drug problems,
That's another they've done is suppressed it, and that's a thing you don't want to be doing, is suppressing. Do you know what I mean? So it's entirely up to yourselves what way you want to handle this here, but we would definitely say that if you've got anger issues, the last thing you want to do is to be putting other stuff in until it's going to be increasing that, and certainly blocking you to find out the answer why you're angry. So now we've covered that in obviously the mind to start. get to the root cause, but then you cut everything loose around you that's going to be masking that. Alcohol, drugs and things like that is another one. I would like to say exercise for the body. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't matter whether you're carrying too much weight or you're too thin. You know, the fact of the matter is that if you're getting up in the morning and you're looking at yourself in the mirror and you happen to be carrying too much weight or too little weight, or you're not happy the way you look, you're not happy, you know, way your appearance, and you're starting to look at yourself in the mirror, that's starting off your day in a bad frame of mind. Now, if for talk's sake, it's how you're looking because of your size, you're too large, you're overweight. Exercise, you know, work on, say, the body, watch what food you're going to be eating, exercise, and say once you start to get to that shape you're looking at, you should be loving yourself, by the way, if you can, no matter if you're 20 stone or 5 stone, you should be loving that person within you as you are now. But if you're ideal, you want to be looking like a particular person, you want to be looking trim and toned and you're not that way, then work for it. Start exercising.
Exercise is great for stress, and of course a lot of people are angry because it's built up stress. And it's amazing how you can feel really angry and you go for a brisk walk around the block. You can feel so much calmer, and that issue that you was angry about, it seems so trivial afterwards. Exercise is brilliant and is paramount, isn't it?
100%.
It really, really is. It's so important. And diet as well. Like, me and Sean aren't here to preach, but we can only talk about our own experience with diet. We eat a lot of carbohydrates, and by carbohydrates we don't mean junk carbohydrates. We eat tons of fruit, tons of veg, tons of rice, tons of potatoes. We eat a very, very extremely low fat, high carbohydrate vegan diet. And while we're not preaching to everybody saying, oh look, you should happen to be doing this,
here.
we don't do that. You know, we're only sharing our experience of what we have noticed since eating this way now for nearly 3 years.
Yeah.
We feel so much calmer.
100%.
I'm not joking you.
You must have seen a difference in me though.
Sean especially, right? Not only do we deal with anything that comes our way so much better now, but Sean is like, since he went high carbohydrate vegan, totally different person. Like, and Sean, by the way, he's always been lovely. He's the most wonderfulest man any woman could ask for, I swear. But I have to say, he is really calm. It takes a lot to rattle you now, doesn't it? It really does. So
I used to be a maniac. Now I say that, probably overemphasized, but the fact of the matter was I was a very angry person. And things did get to me. It was very serious. You can tell the two different. Linda's Jenny always like that. She's always like that, laughing, bubbly with it. I'm laughing inside, but I'm a happy person. But in the same way, I could come across some poker face type thing. But the fact of the matter was, I used to let things rag me and awful lot. That's when I was a real angry person. But when I cut out all the things, all the junk, the drugs, the things like that, became vegetarian first of all, then I became vegan. But I noticed the biggest difference when I became vegan. Lindsay, we're not here to preach. That's not our chance.
No, we're not telling you have to be vegan or anything, because
what you do is with your life.
We're only sharing what's helped us to keep us calm.
But there's something about it when I became a vegan. The vibration, the energy,
unbelievable difference in
the
how we
calmness
feel.
has been like
unreal.
And you know what? I'm actually attributing so much to that, especially when it came to the food aspect. Because if you think about them, you're taking the toxins out of the body. And by the time you start to detox and you start to eat more clean food, you're starting to keep, you know, things that haven't been harmed and injured like that. It's just something, the clarity of the mind, but the respect for all life makes a difference.
Yeah.
So like
it's unbelievable.
Unbelievable. Like, it's so. I would definitely say food to have a good look at it.
And so we're not here to preach it, really, we're not. But all we're talking about is that, because we have to mention our diet, because it has been the biggest, and I say the biggest, as well as all the Christian, I think the diet that has really completely changed me and Sean's life for how much calmer, especially when it comes to stress and everything, isn't it?
100%.
So it has to be mentioned, but like, it's up to you when it comes to your diet, guys. The same with the drinking and everything else. We can only say what's really helped us.
The thing is that we're only sharing about our journey,
our experience.
You're the guys there who've got the anger issues.
If you try it, you'll know exactly what we're talking about. So.
It's entirely up to you. And this is the thing, because there's two for long I was blaming my past growing up in West Belfast in the north. A lot of shooting and bombings and violence and gunmen at the streets and soldiers hitting and things like that, and being beaten up by the police and beaten up by soldiers.
Awful.
I used to blame.
Like, you went through some terrible. Sean went through some terrible abuse as a child, didn't you?
But so did the vast majority of people up in the north of Ireland, up in Northern Ireland, and elsewhere, I should say. But the fact of the matter is I was given that too much power. Once I realised that past had gone. Yes, the emotional scars, the mental scars were there. The angry person was there. Basically, I was not going to let them as dictate the rest of my life. I took my power back from them and I said, I don't want to be an angry person. I don't want to be a violent person. I don't want to be an aggressive person. This is a journey that I'm on. It's going to take me many years to actually get this here into the zone that I'm going to be in the place I want to be. I'm
You're
not
so
going to
calm
be.
now. You're so chill
I still
now.
get angry, but I don't beat myself up no more. I stopped beating myself up a long time ago, and I said, you know what? Life's too short to be beating other people up, and then we beat up ourselves.
It's when you sort of said, his past was making him angry, but it's not that them people who did that are making you angry. He's letting them make you.
I'm letting them do it.
And when you realise that, you think, well, I'm only making myself angry. It makes a huge difference, doesn't it?
It really does. So
and
guys,
to forgive as well, which is the hardest thing if people have been really horrible to you and cruel and all the other things in your life. Is if you forgive them for whatever they've done. Forgiveness, it's the biggest thing to do, but when you let go of it, it doesn't mean you necessarily have to. Well, yeah, it's good to try and forget what they've done, but forgiving is just a huge release.
And it's difficult. We know it's difficult, and there's other people who've been through, things that we couldn't even comprehend.
Oh.
So we're not saying tell you to just automatically dismiss off and get hug trees and things like that. That's not what we're saying. That doesn't work with us. But what we are saying, the sooner you can actually start to reclaim your life back and say, you know what, your past is gone.
Let it go.
Let it go.
Light. Yeah.
And actually treat it as an experience and turn around and say, because even here in Waterford, everywhere I go, I'm able to reach out to people, young people who may be into solvent abuse, maybe into, high crime and things like that. I can speak to them in their language because I was there. Do you know what I mean? So if I hadn't experienced those things, I wouldn't be able to help as many people as I've helped here in the physical plane, not necessarily in the YouTube thing. But the fact of the matter is I can have, an empathy with most people who's coming from a particular way of life and saying, you know what? If I can change, you can change.
Absolutely.
And it starts off in the mind and then into the body.
Absolutely.
So meditation.
Now, meditation, although we mention it in the body, it's probably going to also come into spirit as well, but it has to be mentioned also in the body. Meditation is absolutely fantastic for calming you down. We shall meditate every single day, and it's the most amazing thing. I would say to anybody, a lot of people, a bit like the exercise one, a lot of people say they don't have time. But the thing is, if you find the time, it'll give you more time, if that makes sense. Because the more calmer you are, you find you have more time. Actually, you're calmer in your mind. You have more time to get things done. And try meditation because it's the best thing ever. If you need any help, we have a meditation channel here. The link's down below. We're going to be putting more meditation videos up. You will find it really, really help you.
There's other friends of ours, the honest guys.
They're brilliant.
They would be our, who we would look up to.
They're brilliant. They've got loads of fantastic meditations.
Try to get into the meditation, guys, definitely, because it really is all about the body. It's actually breathing. If you're sitting you're getting yourself, anxious. You're building up this frustration one after another, and you're starting to. Well, you feel your heart rate. You feel the palpitation. You feel your chest. Your breathing starting to get shallow, getting rapid. You're starting to go like that. Stop what you're doing. Take a deep breath in and blow it back out again. Now it's going to be a bit difficult if you're in the middle of the supermarket in a shopping. I don't care. I actually do it everywhere. That if I start to get too aggressive, I stop and I breathe, because what happens when you're starting to get aggressive and starting to get angry, your breathing starts to get shortened, and then you're starting to lose oxygen, starving the old brain, the old noggin of some well-needed oxygen. Stop, breathe in.
Calming you down.
And the more you meditate, the more it becomes second nature. Learning how to breathe in through the nose, bring it down the tummy, not breathing through the chest, out and in through your tummy. But say research that, guys, that will help you. Yoga
as well, talk about the breathing and the meditation and the exercise bit. As well as sort of like aerobic exercise coming down, yoga is fantastic for calming you down, and it's great for dealing with anger. So if you can get yourself to a yoga, and a meditation class, fantastic, it's brilliant. Holistic therapies as well. I mean, that again we probably cover on the spirit. Holistic therapies like body massage, aromatherapy, reflexology, Tai Chi is another one, a bit like yoga. It's another one for calming you down. All the holistic Indian head massage, Reiki, crystal therapy, of course. they're brilliant for helping deal with anger, helping to calm it down. So if you can book yourself in and treat yourself to some holistic therapies, that's brilliant, isn't it?
And you can turn around and sit and say to yourself, well, what's that got to do? I'm getting angry because of the money. It's not about the money. It's about the issues that you're believing that by not having money is causing. So in other words, you could turn around and sit and say, oh, I'm getting angry. Like a person's getting angry because I've got no money. You're angry because you're living in certain conditions. You're angry because maybe your job's not paying you enough. You're angry because you have no job. You're angry because you want something you can't afford it. So it's not just about the money, it's about the bigger things around it. And when you're meditating, when you're going to doing your holistic services, when you're actually starting to relax, starting to have hot aromatherapy baths.
Aromatherapy baths are fantastic as well.
Doing your exercise, everything can be.
Oh, I love my aromatherapy baths. You feel so chilled out, and herbal teas and everything like that to calm you down. They really make such a difference, don't they?
As we say, if Lynn's having an argument with me or I'm having an argument with Lynn, I would say go and have an aromatherapy bath.
It really works. Loads of lavender.
Go here and have your bath.
Loads of lavender. My favourite is a really nice deep bath. Loads of lavender, loads of ylang-ylang, loads of geranium, a bit of patchouli as well. And I lie there with all the bubble soap suds up like this. And I have my chamomile tea on the side. Years ago, it would have been a glass of wine.
We can make a video. We can make a video of that, won't we?
Yeah, that'd be good. No, not me in the bath. No. We're there with my.
Well, I wasn't talking about the guys.
My chamomile tea, and I feel so chilled out after. And it really helps girls as well if you've got PMS, and me going for this perimenopause thing at the moment. I find a cup of herbal tea, chamomile is absolutely brilliant. Which brings us on to the other thing we mentioned as well about caffeine. Avoid caffeine as much as possible because that gets you adrenaline up. So if you're already angry and stressed out, that creates more. Try having the herbal teas, and it makes such a difference.
We went back on coffee when it was 2 weeks.
We did briefly, yeah. It's and a lot of herbal teas. A lot of herbal teas actually contain caffeine, don't they? So you have to be careful because you think it's herbal, and then you see it's got caffeine in it. So just be careful with it. We
went back on to we just fresh out. I said, you know what? I'm fucking fed up not having a cup of coffee. I'm going to have a cup of coffee. So I bought a jar of organic coffee.
We kidded ourselves
and
because it was organic.
It was lovely. The smell of coffee. I used to drink, by the way, I used to drink about 12 mugs, 14 mugs of coffee a day. This is years ago. So I had my mug of coffee. And I said, I don't drink alcohol, I don't smoke, I don't do drugs. Here's me act, you know what? Rock and roll, I'm going to give this a crack and have a cup of coffee. I had a cup of coffee. It was lovely, wasn't it?
It was really nice,
and then one coffee went till another.
We kidded ourselves because it was organic. And because we do drink a hell of a lot of water, we eat so much fruit and vegetables that, a 1 cup isn't going to hurt. But of course, if somebody can stop at 1 cup of coffee, then brilliant, fair play to them, because it's so addictive that you end up having, so we've just cut completely caffeine out now. And we're drinking loads of water, loads of herbal teas, and you can't beat, if you want something to give you loads of energy, green juices. Definitely, and fruit juices, but green juices are the best, aren't they? And they're great for calming you down. And bananas, we eat so many bananas. They're packed with serotonin and B6, and they calm you right down. So if you find you're always wired, bananas are just wonderful, aren't they? Yeah. But anyway, enough about diet.
Just finishing off here about the coffee, the point I was making is that once I noticed my anger started coming up, I was within taking the coffee. Mm-hmm. And I started getting more crabby, quicker till snap. And I said, what's happening? And then I realised that for the past week and a half, I was having coffee. And I said, I'm going to try to stop this. So I stopped it. I got headaches. I got a thing. But after about 4 or 5 days, it was like going back on cigarettes again. The energy went back to normal again. It was actually the caffeine inside it. Same as the tobacco. It was like a drug. It was actually getting this thing going.
It's easy to hear so many people who've beaten the most worst of drugs.
I'm not saying it's going to cure the thing, but certainly just be careful of caffeine.
At least reduce it right down anyway, if not cut it out altogether. Mm-hmm.
Definitely. Guys, I think that's us on the body aspect of it. And we're going to move now on to video 3 on the spirit. And we're going to be talking about crystals and other things where we'll actually be incorporating into what you would say if you cover the body, the mind, the body and the spirit. So if you haven't already done so, check the video out. The links will be down below.
Yep, so until the next video now, which is number 3, see you in a bit, guys.
And don't be fighting.